about something.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know if I can say for sure. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine. That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar.
Thanks a lot, Xingchiu. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on...
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Xingchiu, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more...
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingchiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too! Xingchiu, our
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them. Like by cultivating the... So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid.
That sounds awful!
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that... They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyun and the others again. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to... Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingchiu. Thank you so much for your help.
It's no problem at all. Safe travels. Off we go! Off we go! Adventure time!
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straight word, but... Ping. What is a
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping...
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must...
Well, Approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor? Not unlike the one that you yourself lead.
It does not require as much as you may think. Still...
Cloud Retainer, Madamping! What are you two talking about?
Nothing save for some trivial matters.
Xingchiu has a theory, but let's save it for when Yu and Miss Yundai have joined up.
Do not be troubled, young lady. Here.
Thank you. What do you think, Xiu? Does it match up with what you know of your grand?
According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in her attic full of a bunch of weird sigils. I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea! I can taste the dew's sweetness in this cup. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains. Thoroughly.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice to slow down.
Thank you.
Okay, since we have the time, can I...
Sure thing. Well,
I have a secret I want to tell you. Let's go talk over there.
Please be mindful of your personal safety.
what's wrong, Xiu?
Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant, but are you guys all adepti in disguise?
Oh! How about that?
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Shen Yun call herself an adeptus.
Oh, must have been a slip of the tongue. Shen Yun, since you were the one who,
One is indeed an adeptus. Is that...
Huh?
I knew it. Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. But then this snowy white crane flew down from the sky. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back and I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got... So, I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an Adeptus?
A pure white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure white, Cloud Retainer?
Never has one met an adeptus with such features. One surmises such a description.
That's weird. Was it really just a dream then? Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really want is to help...
Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, we just need to visit them one by one. Let's go to Wangshu Inn first.
Okay, I'll go get Granny.
Wangshu Inn. Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. And if you look out into the distance, you can always spot a bird that's been left. I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window. Yes,
I'll come with.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place... Whoa! Xiao! What are you doing here all of a sudden? You scared the living daylights out of Paimon!
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form. I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang continuous fire mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape, when dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world?
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd